Okay, if you've been watching these videos comparing a PD130, this map or this file, with a PD150, this one, you'll know that just about the last thing that is worth looking at in real terms is probably the start of injection limiting map, so this one. So I'm going to bring that up for both files. Again, you'll know that sometimes I look at them just like this and sometimes I look at them as maps. It doesn't really matter, but I suspect I'm going to be talking more about the map than I am anything else today, so I'll just stop there. Right, now let's have a look at what the limiter is doing, just in case we need to make any changes. At this end, which is the warm end, if you like, if we look here and we look here, there's very little difference between the two, the 150 and the 130. And if there is any difference, you almost could say that the 150 is more limiting than the 130 is. But of course we know that it isn't fair to directly compare the 150 and the 130 when it comes to start of injection and duration. So having seen how similar these are, but having also seen how this one seems to be slightly higher on its limitation, I suspect, again, this is all tied in with the fact that the injector flow rates are slightly different. So it would probably not make sense to use any values from here on one of these maps. So although we could make changes by copying from here and pasting into here, I suspect it is not a good idea because there would be no benefit from it. So the difference between the 130 and the 150 files at this point, I suspect, is more due to the injectors being slightly different than anything else. So not due to there being a difference in performance. So I will close that. I won't make any further changes, and I will assume that this is the last video in the series of comparing the two different files. Now if you want to see pretty much the same thing in hard copy, it's all on my website. I can't recall if it's exactly the same files because, as I've said before with these videos, I'm effectively making them up as I go along on the fly. I can't recall for sure if this is the exact same data that's on the website or not. But on the website I do compare a 130 with a 150. So if you want to look at hard data as it were on there without the video, then help yourself. I have a feeling that the two files I used are also on there and available to download. So you can do that, and then you can play away with your heart's content on your own version of WinOS to see what changes you could or couldn't make. Right, I'll stop at that point.